And a great treat to have Big Papi in the booth with us here tonight after an amazing ceremony here this evening to see number 34 retired for all time. And David, it's so great to see you back home where you belong.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Hey, I got to ask you, when you look down the right field line now and you see that number up there, number 34, that's immortality there. What runs through your mind?
You know, sometimes I look at all those numbers, and especially when I was playing, and I never thought that my number was going to be hanging out there. But today it was pretty emotional. It's an honor to be part of the elite group of guys who are legendary and did so many great things for the game.
Papi, I got to ask you, I was thinking about this while you were on the field and all the ceremonies are going on. I mean, what a ride it was for you to be let go by the Minnesota Twins. You came to the Boston Red Sox, and you were not even a starting player at that time. To have it all culminate in what happened tonight, I mean, it just goes to show you that's what baseball is. It's a game of up and down. You never know what's going to happen. And you go from a guy that the Twins didn't want to a guy that's now got his number up at Fenway Park.
I tell you what, I've been thinking about it a lot, and to be honest with you, I was a player that coming to the minor league, getting into the Minnesota Twins system, I was a guy that the numbers that I put playing out there, I was a guy that I was expected to do that. But I think that the best thing that happened to me was that, being let go by the Minnesota Twins. And when I was released by the Minnesota Twins, coming out of a good season with them, just because they thought that I wasn't, they didn't agree with paying me the salary that I was expecting the following year. It was either that or let me go. But it kind of, told me that it was something extra that I got to do for my career to take things to the next level. And out of all the negative stuff that happened to me, I always try to pull the positive side of it and put it in play. And like I say, my career was a career that it wasn't easy at all. I always had to bring something to the table every day so that I can keep on playing and keep myself at this level, and that's how it is. That's reality.
Well, David,
it's all depend basically how far you want to take it.
And boy, did you take it. Number 3 all time in American League history in extra base hits. The only two guys in front of you are named Babe Ruth and Alex Rodriguez. 541 home runs, number 6 all time in American League history. The Twins made a big mistake. A huge mistake. I know what you're saying is it inspired you. You used it that way.
They know they did. Like I heard Terry Ryan, the GM for them, until last year, and I was a guy that deserved the opportunity to play. Because I wasn't a troublemaker. I was a team guy. I was a guy that was going through the process. I was 25, 26 years old. Everything that a player, the best situation for a player to be, it was my situation. But they give up on me, I think, and the way they give up on me and how much they regret it, it probably helped them to make a better decision with some of the players.
I was thinking about tonight when you were going to lose it, and you lost it when Pedro had something to say.
Oh man, my little guy, man. Pedro and me, we are like, Pedro is like a little hermano to me, Pee Wee and me, we went through so much together, and Pedro is all about business, man. Pedro ain't messing around. Pedro come to the field, he got his routine, and he is ready to give his heart. He's one of the players that is ready to left everything on the field every day. It doesn't matter. He had a broken bone. It doesn't matter. Like, if there's one player that I would pay right now to come and watch is my little guy, man, and just watching him saying what he say, everything that Pedro do is coming from the bottom of his heart, you know. And last night we were laughing, like crying, laughing, and just seeing him today, you know, coming with those words, it touched me a lot. You know, I was trying to hold ground big time, but I couldn't, man. I couldn't. That's my boy.
It was a very touching moment out there.
Yeah.
Very, very much. Hey, you talk about your career, David, in the context of all the amazing home runs, the clutch home runs. I mean, do you have a moment in your career that you hold above all others?
Beating the Yankees, man. That was
in 04. Yeah, there you go.
That was my thing, man. I mean, when I play against the Yankees, it was like a ride or die, you know, like I tell you what, man. Every time we play against the Yankees, when we beat them, even if I wouldn't do anything, I would go home happy, you know, like I know that we did something special, you know, and I know the fans here look forward for that to happen. And when we lose again or a series against the Yankees, it was like, it was devastating to me, you know, because I always, like, that little extra that you have in the tank, you want to throw it out there against those guys, because that's the rival. That's what people always ask me about. Hey, do you think that the rival is kind of like, it has slowed down like through the year? And I'm like, just because we're not fighting or doing all the crazy stuff that used to happen out there, that doesn't mean that we're not trying to beat them or they are not trying to beat us. You know what I'm saying? It's competition. The thing is that MLB want to make sure that, you know, all the crazy things that were happening on the field doesn't happen, because we have a lot of kids watching, and you don't want the children to go home thinking that this is the WWF. You know, I mean, it's not like that how you play baseball. That's not what you should do to play baseball. You know, so MLB is doing a great job based on that, but the competition is there. The intensity is there, you know. The I want to beat you is there, you know. So those are the things.
I got to ask you this: when February rolled around, and it was time to go to Florida, time to go to spring training, what did that feel like?
I was a little confused. Yeah. My wife got me packing a couple of times. Where you going? I'm like, never mind. You know those days. I mean, you played in the big league for a long time. You know how it is when January, February is showing up. You know, it just your mindset is like, I'm good to go. You know what I'm saying? And but this year was different. You know, my mind and body kind of understand, you know, the situation that I was walking into. You know, and having your family growing up. I have been pretty busy doing things here and there, so it's not like I'm thinking about baseball all the time. But I sit down to watch the game all the time, and I stay in touch with the guys, with the boys down there in the dugout, and I'm kind of seeing things differently now that I'm not playing. Like before, when you playing, you watch the game and everything look pretty simple. But now, man, sometimes I be like, I was able to hit that fastball, you know, like the game, man, it's more complicated than what people think it is.
You got to tell Pedro now to stop tweeting out stuff that, you know, you might be coming back. I mean, it's over. It's over.
I know. I told Pedro, what are you talking about?
Creates a firestorm every time he does that.
I know. I was like, I just got back from the Dominican, and I heard people saying, do you hear what Pedro say? Is that true? I'm like, what did he say? That you're going to make a comeback? I'm like, no, I'm done. Baseball ain't that easy.
So there was never like a 5-minute period, David, where you thought to yourself, in these last 8 months, you know what? I think I might give this a shot again.
No, not at all. Not at all. I'm telling you, like, I got out of the game because of injuries, you know, and I still get sore, and I'm not even playing, you know, like there's a history behind. And as you get older, all you're gonna do is just have to stick with the plan. because it doesn't go away.
No.
When you create that pain because you put so much stress on it and so much running and all the stuff that we do, it'll get a little better, but still there. So think about coming back and doing all the stuff that we do. Like that game, it's a beautiful game. It looked pretty simple from here, but when you are in it, the intensity, it's crazy, you know. And I know that a couple of pitchers were able to, you know, make a comeback in the middle of the season or whatever, but that's not the case for hitters. If you are not ready to go in that box, it doesn't matter what your last name is. You don't show up and win, you know. Doesn't happen that way. It's not that easy.
I bet you the thing you miss the most, I'm just guessing, is the competition between you and the pitcher.
Oh, definitely. That's something that it never goes away. You know, like I sit down with my kids and friends, I watch the game, and I pretty much tell them most of the time what the pitcher is thinking about doing, you know, because it just stay here, you know, and they be like, how do you know that? And like, that was my game. That was my mentality while I was playing, you know, and that stick with you forever.
Strike three. I was delighted that was a lengthy inning. We had extra time with Big Papi. David, you're the best. Great to see you. Congratulations on a wonderful night.
Thank you very much. I have so much fun watching you guys every night.
Thank you, Papi.
You know I love you, man.
I know.
The one and only Big Papi.